She said it with that smirk again, the kind that used to make my pulse quicken. But lately it just made my stomach twist. Be a good boy. And maybe we'll have fun Friday, she teased, brushing past me with that sing-song tone that felt less like flirting and more like control. Her name was Lena, and for most of our 5-year marriage I had done everything to be her good boy. Cooking dinner after my shift, folding her laundry just the way she liked, pretending not to notice the hours she spent glued to her phone. But lately the fun Fridays had vanished. Her teasing had turned into taunting, and the distance between us, physical, emotional, everything, grew wider every night. That morning, as she left for work, I watched her from the kitchen window. Her laughter drifted through the open door, light and careless as she spoke to someone on her phone. "See you soon," she said softly. Then she paused, lowered her voice. "Can't wait." The door clicked shut. I stood there for a moment, heart pounding. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was just work talk. But that last line echoed like a warning bell. That night she came home later than usual, claiming she'd stayed for a team meeting. Her perfume was different, expensive, musky, not the one she usually wore. She kissed my cheek absently, like a mother pecking a child goodnight, and went straight to shower. Something inside me snapped that night. It wasn't rage, not yet. It was clarity. Over the next week I started to notice things. Her phone never left her side. Her laughter came too easily, not with me, but at messages she'd hide behind her coffee mug. And every time I asked her something simple, "Want to watch something tonight?" she'd reply with a sigh or a smirk. "You're too needy lately, you know that?" Needy. That word stuck, so I started pulling back. No more cooking for her. No more folding her clothes. No more being the obedient good boy. And that's when she noticed. "Everything okay?" she asked one evening, pretending concern. I smiled faintly. Never better. That unsettled her. By Thursday night she was pacing. "You've been quiet all week," she said. "You're not mad at me, are you?" "Why would I be?" I said, my tone deliberately calm. "You said to be a good boy." "I'm just following orders." She frowned, trying to read my face. For once she couldn't. Friday morning came. The infamous Fun Friday. She left early, dressed sharper than usual, red lipstick, heels, perfume that lingered. She said she had lunch with a client. I just nodded and said, "Have fun." At noon, I opened my laptop and went through the home's shared cloud storage. Lena was careless with technology. Her phone automatically synced to our shared drive. Within seconds, I found a folder titled Work Events. Inside were photos, hotel bars, restaurant selfies, one taken from a mirror that wasn't in our house. My throat went dry. In the background of one photo, a man's reflection appeared on mid-30s, confident grin. Hand on her waist, I stared at the screen, emotionless. No shouting, no panic, just a cold, measured silence filling me from the inside out. That night she came home late again, same perfume, same lie. "Traffic was awful," she said. "Yeah?" I asked quietly. "Did you have fun Friday?" Her eyes flickered. "What do you mean?" "Just wondering if your client enjoyed it too." She froze. "What are you talking about?" I turned my phone toward her, the photo glowing on the screen. Her face drained of color. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then she whispered, "You went through my things." I laughed softly. "No, Lena, you left your truth out in the open. I just stopped pretending not to see it." She tried to defend herself, her voice trembling. "It's not what it looks like, and then what is it?" I cut in. The mask cracked. Her tone changed from guilt to defiance. "You've been distant for months," she snapped. "Maybe if you'd acted like a man, I wouldn't have needed someone who does." The silence after that felt heavy enough to crush the air itself. Her words hit like a blade, slow and deliberate. I just stared at her, the woman I had once built my world around, realizing how easily she could twist guilt into blame. "I acted like a man," I said quietly, "just not the kind that plays games behind closed doors." She rolled her eyes, arms crossed, trying to reclaim control. "So what now? You going to throw a tantrum? Pack your bags?" "No," I said, voice even. "You told me to be a good boy. I'm just finishing the lesson." Her confusion deepened, but I didn't explain. I didn't need to, all week. While she'd been busy with her client, I'd been busy too. quietly, systematically. I had transferred my salary from our joint account into my personal one. I had spoken to the landlord. The lease, it turned out, was in my name. The car she drove every day, still under my financing, and the savings account she thought she could rely on, locked. That night, as she headed to the bedroom, she noticed the drawers half empty. "Where are your things?" she asked sharply. "Safe," I said, her voice cracked. "What are you doing, Ethan?" I looked at her for a long time. "Being a good husband. Protecting what's mine." She scoffed, but the fear in her eyes betrayed her. "You can't just walk out." "I'm not walking out," I said calmly. "I'm walking away." The next morning I was gone before she woke. I left a single note on the counter. "Be a good wife or pay." 3 days later, I got a text. "Lena, we need to talk." I ignored it. A few hours later, "Please." "Ethan, I messed up." Still silence. On the 4th day, she showed up at my office, mascara smudged, trying to smile like nothing had happened. "I overreacted," she said softly. "We both did." I leaned back, studying her. "You didn't overreact, Lena. You revealed yourself." Her lower lip trembled. "Can we start over?" "Start over?" I repeated. "You burned the bridge and now you're asking for a map." She tried to reach for my hand, but I pulled back. "You taught me something," I said. "Obedience gets you used. Distance gets you respected." Her eyes flashed with anger again, the familiar defense. "You think you're some kind of hero now?" "No," I said. "I just stopped being your fool." Over the next few weeks, word spread. The man she'd been seeing, her so-called client, was married. His wife found out and things imploded fast. Lena called me one night sobbing. "He's gone." Everyone's turned on me. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Then I remembered the smirk, the teasing, the contempt, the way she'd said good boy like I was some obedient pet. "I warned you," I said quietly. "You wanted to play games. You just forgot who taught you patience," she begged then, voice cracking, dignity gone. "Please, Ethan, just talk to me. I'll change." But the truth was she already had changed, not into someone better, into someone real, stripped of her charm, her control, her power. I ended the call and blocked her number. Weeks turned into months. My apartment was quiet but peaceful. For the first time in years, I cooked for myself, not to please anyone, just because I wanted to. I started running again. Reconnected with friends. Laughed, really laughed, without watching my words every so often. I'd get a glimpse of her on social media, posts filled with quotes about self-love and healing. But the eyes behind those filters told the real story. Regret. And maybe that's the difference between us now. I lost a marriage, but I found my self-respect. She lost control, and found the cost of underestimating someone who finally stopped begging to be loved. They say revenge doesn't heal you. Maybe, that's true, but sometimes it reminds the world in and the person who broke you that your silence was never weakness. Because once you stop trying to be the good boy, you finally remember what it feels like to be a man.